Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. One and Ready killed after viral infamy. One and Ready, who was listed as wanted by the police in Clarendon on Monday, is dead. Senior police sources confirmed the death of the wanted man, Bon Menelik Youngsam, who had been released on social media video threatening several people, including lawmen. The body of the man was found in Paul Mountain, Kitson, St. Catherine on Tuesday afternoon. Is believed to be that of Youngsam. Youngsam was wanted for several crimes committed across the division and was considered armed and a threat to residents and lawmen in the parish. Police said the body was seen laying face down in bushes with what appeared to be multiple gunshot wounds. Reports were that around 2 p.m., residents stumbled upon the body and notified the authorities. Approximately 15 children killed in Kingston Central Police Division since 2021. Head of the division, Superintendent Beresford Williams, made the disclosure while speaking to reporters during a wreath-laying ceremony in memory of children who died under violent or tragic circumstances in downtown Kingston on Sunday, May 7. He said in 2021 alone, 6 children were killed. The commanding officer noted, however, that no child had been murdered in the division since the start of this year. He explained that several initiatives continue to reduce crime in Kingston Central.
I've been in Kingston Central since 2021. Not initially as the commander, but in that year we had about 6 persons, 6 children dying, somewhere about there. And last year that number went down. Happily, that number we have not recorded any since here. So since I've been here, we have had about 15, and the numbers keep trending down, and we're happy for that. So the first instance, we try to do the preventions. So we try firstly to deal with any situation that is brought to our attention in terms of conflict by trying to intervene in and getting the parties to solve them first. Then in this division, we have areas that we call crime hotspots, and we do preventative measures by first having presence in those areas, carrying out operations, proactive operations, and secondly, or thirdly, which is very important to us, the social interventions with critical partners that we have working in with Kingston Central, the churches, the JPs, and our largest partner at this time is Project Star, which you know is a private sector-led organization.
Deportee shot boss killed in police shootout in Clarendon, Indicom launches probe. A man killed in a police shootout at River Road in Freetown, Clarendon on Monday was deported from the United Kingdom for illegal drugs. The deceased 42-year-old Andre Black, aka Shot Boss, from Every Housing Scheme in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, was shot dead after he reportedly fired at lawmen when he was accosted. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom has launched a probe into the incident. It was reported that around 2:45 p.m., police acting on information went to River Road and accosted a group of men, including Brown, at the back of a container shop. Brown, it is alleged, pulled a firearm and started shooting at the police team, who took evasive action and returned the gunfire in his direction. Police said Brown fell to the ground, clutching a Beretta pistol with the serial number erased. Upon seizing the weapon, the police discovered it had a magazine containing 3.380 caliber rounds. Brown was assisted to the Mapen Hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries. Police later said an interrogation of the local database revealed that Brown was deported from the United Kingdom on Sunday, September 27, 2008, in relation to narcotics. Curfew imposing sections of Mount Salem following double murder. A 48-hour curfew has been imposed in Mount Salem, St. James, following the murder of 2 men and the injury of another on Monday. This curfew is in addition to the existing zones of special operations in the community. The curfew began at 6 p.m. on Monday, May 8, and will remain in effect until 6 p.m. on Wednesday, May 10. The boundaries of the Mount Salem curfew are north along Mount Salem Main Road, west along Barnett View Drive, Catherine Drive, and Jarrett Terrace, south along Mount Salem Gully, east along Catherine Mount. During the hours of the curfew, all persons within its boundaries are required to remain within their premises unless otherwise authorized in writing by the ground commander. Government again promises to address taxi operators' concerns, fares and bus stops included. Transport Minister Audley Shaw has again promised that the ministry is working to address some concerns of taxi operators to include fares and bus stops. This in light of appeals by public passenger vehicle PPV operators for a fare increase and at least one association preparing submissions to be presented to the ministry. The operators are also upset about being penalized by traffic police for breaching the Road Traffic Act when they pick up or let off passengers along some roads in the corporate area that lack bus stops, since these facilities were removed during construction work. In his contribution to the sectoral debate on Tuesday, Mr. Shaw assured that these matters are being addressed.
I also want to advise our taxi and our bus operators that we will be doing our best to provide more bus stops, especially in some areas where bus stops used to be and they are not there anymore. Constantine Road included. We have to work with the National Works Agency to modify, get those matters corrected, as well as we need more parking areas as well for our public passenger vehicles. We are also looking at the potential fare increases, and when those fare increases come, I want to advise everybody right now, those fare increases must be strictly adhered to. The conduct of people charging anything they want, that has to stop.
$1 billion to be set aside in next budget for water storage project, says Holness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that $1 billion will be set aside in next year's budget to facilitate the implementation of small community-based water storage projects, especially in rural areas impacted by drought. In a statement to Parliament on Tuesday afternoon, Mr. Holness noted that the country is experiencing the driest period in recorded history, with several water sources adversely affected by the limited rainfall. He also noted the effect the drought is having on some systems operated by the National Water Commission. He said the government is aware of the issues and is planning ahead with the intention to make the funding available next year. He said the preliminary work for the project needs to start now. These include identifying the water sources and procurement of material.
The government has decided that in the next budget that we will allocate an additional $1 billion to support the development of small community-based, municipal-based water projects. So, Madam Speaker, this will include the entombments that communities would put up to, create a little embankment of water in a river, to rehabilitate tanks that are in communities that may have fallen into disrepair, to build catchment areas, and to put in small pumping areas. The work to actually get them executed starts now. You have to select the project, you have to do the engineering, you have to do the procurement of the materials. By the time all of that is done, you are in the next budget cycle ready for implementation. And of course, even though these are small projects, many of them would still have to go through the public investment assessment process. So we have to start now to get them done. The public is not going to understand when I say to them that a small water project has to go through a public investment test to see whether or not it is the right spend of the public capital budget. But it is what we have committed to in good fiscal management, which has yielded significant benefit and results for the country.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification